So this is the time in the evening when I would like to bring on our guest speaker for this week. It is Chantal Gerardy. Chantal Gerardy is a Facebook strategist and specialist. In fact, you may tell from her accent that she's not native Australian. She's from South Africa originally. She came out to Australia, knew no one, had no sort of contacts or anything over here, and ended up working over here. And one of the ways that she got to be known here in Australia was with Facebook. And in fact, she really dived into Facebook and really got to understand it, grew a fitness business, and now she's been doing this for quite some time now, teaching business owners and entrepreneurs how to use this thing called Facebook. I wouldn't like to have her job at all, because Facebook is a medium that is constantly changing. Just when you think you get things right, then they just change all the rules again. So Chantal is fantastic. She really knows the platform inside and out. And she lives and breathes Facebook. And if you speak to any of her clients, they absolutely rave about her, because she has had tremendous results with their businesses. So let's put our hands together and welcome Chantal Gerardy.
Oh, thank you so much. The silent clap. It actually looks quite weird to see clapping and not hear it. Thanks so much for that introduction. I'm so excited to be here today. And I'll say this about Facebook, all right? Because I don't actually really like being on Facebook. I actually don't like spending time on there. In fact, I like to spend as little time on there as possible, and I like to get results as quickly as possible. And I love things to be practical and simple, right? But when you say Facebook and it's ever changing, 100%, but it's kind of like your wife, Nick, okay? You know, when she doesn't have something to eat and she gets crabby, okay? She might just be crabby that day, make it a bit of hangry, all right? The next day she's happy and she's ecstatic and she's running around and she's doing everything for you. The next day, I'm going to use a South African word, she's gutful with you, and she just is, and she changes her mood, and she's gutful, and she just doesn't want to do that anymore, and she doesn't want to see you or know you. And the next day she's crying and she's watching Netflix and eating chips and chocolate. Okay, Facebook is like that. It's still the same person. It's just, it has the same values. It is the same person. But because of what's going on in the world, like your wife, the hormones, or you just being full of nonsense, and I'm only saying that as an example, I don't really know. At the end of the day, it still has the same values. It still has the same purpose. So when you get to know Facebook and you make friends with the platform, it can be beneficial to you. So I just want to check, Nick, can you hear the fan on me, or is that okay? Is the sound okay? All good. Cool. Excellent. So I do have a presentation for you today, and I'm going to do this because I talk a mile an hour, and if I just keep talking, we will go completely off track. And I want to make sure today that I can show you at least 3 strategies that are working right now. I'm going to show you strategies that I myself teach and use. And I'm also going to show you like what is working right now and what you need to be doing in 2021, along with success stories as well, so that you can see it's possible. You can 100% see it's possible. So I'm sure you're going to allow me to share screen. Cool. Here it is. And let's go. Play from the start. All right. So just go into the chat box, interact as you can. I'm going to go for gold. And at the end, I'm going to allow you to ask questions. So either ask them in the chat box and we'll do them at the end. That way I can get through this presentation, and then I'm all yours. I'll answer whatever I don't cover. So firstly, who would actually like Facebook success in 2021? That would be good to know. So firstly, this session is for business owners managing their own Facebook profiles to get clients, create opportunities, and grow their business without spending their lives and wasting money on Facebook. Do I hear a hallelujah? All right. So why is this different? Because what I do is actually different, okay? Because I'm actually teaching business owners to do it themselves. So the reason that this is different is because firstly, I've actually been there and done that. and are more interested in making dollars than making friends. When I first started out, everyone said to me, visibility, leads, get more visibility, get more leads. And I'm sorry, but visibility and leads don't pay the bills and they do not feed the children. And this is my gorgeous family over here on the right. My identical twin girls, Erin and Jordan, my youngest, Hannah, Ziggy, who's my rescue dog, and then my dog that comes fortnightly with the children, Milo. But yeah, so it doesn't feed those family and it doesn't give me a lifestyle. And that's why for me, I'm more interested in creating income producing opportunities. Secondly, there are better things to do than live on Facebook. And Nick mentioned earlier on that I was a personal trainer, have been for 20 years. So I'm hyperactive, I'm non-techie, and I actually don't like to be online. So I want to do things in the simplest and fastest way. I just don't want to be in front of the computer. And then there's the hard way, and then there's the smart way. And I certainly found out the hard way in the early stages of my business. And what I realized is that there is a smart way. And if you do things the smart way, you can actually get results. And when I talk about results, it's not just about more followers, it's about paying clients. So my promise to you for this session today is that I'm going to show you my exact strategies that I personally use for myself and teach my clients so they can grow a profitable business in 2021 by simply using Facebook. And I have heard some people say to me, oh, you say simply using Facebook. Well, if it's so simple, then why should we pay you? And I'm like, well, I'm going to show you how to simply use Facebook when you pay me. But everyone knows I love to give away a lot away for free. So here we go. Nick mentioned it earlier. There is a surprise. So winner, chicken dinner. Oh, and dinner's not spelt right. Missing R there. And whoever wins tonight, I'm not sure how he's choosing, but good luck to you. I'm going to give you my 14-day Facebook content program. Not only that, this little document right now, and if you've got a camera, you could actually just take a picture right now and then blow it up and see what it is. But it is the business owner's social media management checklist, which I use for my clients. This is invaluable. So quick, take a screenshot. However, the winner today is actually going to get that checklist along with the business owner's social media content checklist, which I really only give to the elite VIPs that work with me. So the reality check. Facebook can be challenging, right? Yes, it can be. And there's no denying that. And here are some of the challenges that I mostly deal with. And if any one of these four resonates with you, I'd love you to put it in the chat box so I know exactly what it is that you're struggling with. I want to make sure the right people are in the room. So challenge number one is you don't know what to write, when, and how. Okay. Challenge number two, when you do, it's crickets. And I can't make a cricket noise. Like, I don't know, make a cricket noise. Number three, you want sales, but they aren't even inquiries. And number four, you're wasting time and money. You're getting overwhelmed and frustrated. All right, so let's just have a little look here at the chat box. 4, 3, 4. Let's have a look. Let's see, 3 and 4. You want sales, no inquiries. All right, cool. So there's a lot of people here. They know what to write and they know when to write and they know how Facebook works. And when you do write, you're not getting crickets, you're actually getting inquiries. All right, I just like to make jokes. I'm a bit of a clown. All right, so imagine for a minute 2021 for your business, because we all know that 2020 was a bit of a COVID crapola, right? So your business in 2021, like how do you see it? Do you see clients coming in easily? They're the right clients. They just say yes. You work a couple of hours a day. You check Facebook maybe in the morning. You check it in the afternoon and there's inquiries and there's clients. You're running your events and your events are full. You're doing your Facebook groups and people are actually engaging with you and they're booking in discovery calls. You're running webinars and people are signing up. You've got a 3-day challenge that you're running and you've got so many registrations and it's not costing you a cent at all besides a couple of minutes, 20 minutes maybe in the morning and a few more minutes in the afternoon again. Like, how does your business on Facebook really look? And it's first very important for you to get clear on that. So here are the opportunities that you have. Once you know what to do, you'll have more money and time, okay? Because knowledge is power. Number 2 is you'll wake up every day confident, knowing that what you are doing is getting a result. Because a lot of people give up because it's not working. So when they try and nothing happens, they just give up. Number 3 is sales simply and effectively happen. And number 4 is you've got a professional business that is effortlessly growing. Okay. And I say effortlessly, however, you are going to still need to put in a little bit of work to get to that point, because everyone knows I'm not a bullshitter. I call it as it is. So here is my story. All right. You saw a picture of my grown-up kids now, actually from last year. But this is my story. On the left here, I've got Erin. On the right, Jordan. They'll argue over who's who. And this is my youngest, Hannah, when she was 1 year old. Now, when I moved from South Africa, I had 3 kids under the age of 5. And my husband at the time got a job, and he was made redundant in the first 2 years. So imagine this. We come to a new country. We know absolutely no one. No family here on the Gold Coast. No one knows who we are. He's made redundant. There's no Centrelink at all. We're still paying our immigration fees to come into the country. My daughters actually got sick because of changing countries. Their immune system were down and they often got sick. So we had to pay like $80 a consultation, even though they had the same cold bug or same gastro bug every time they got it. And absolutely no money, knowing no one, stuck. It's very scary. In fact, my first car, my daughters will still tell you, they used to hold up the roof, the ceiling inside the car from falling down. And I always say that's why they've got nice shoulders now. So flashback to now, and this is a more recent picture, which we did over Christmas. Erin on the left, Jordan on the right. To me, I can see they look completely different, especially Jordan, because she likes to do the Instagram face. And Ziggy here in the front, and then my lovely partner, Sandy. And skip over the 12 years that I've been here and all that frustration and all the stress that I had. What did I do that was different? Well, I went onto Facebook, and with no money to gamble on ads, I taught myself how to grow my personal branding, how to be more visible, but not just that, how to milk the free capabilities of Facebook, along with be able to create income producing strategies and opportunities so that I got actual paying clients. And in this time, I think just before COVID, I traveled around the country 17 times. I've won over 20 awards, both nationally and internationally. I've been on multiple radio stations, podcasts, and on Channel 9 News, featured in many magazines. And just this year, off my bucket list, I ticked buying a property on my own in Australia, all from absolutely having nothing and using Facebook. Now, I'm not telling you to gloat. I'm saying this to you to inspire you, to show you that it is possible. It is incredibly impossible. And I'm going to show you how. But first, I have to show you my trip to South Africa, because just before COVID, I was lucky enough to be able to take my partner over to South Africa and travel from Cape Town up to Australia. You can see us shooting rifles. That was on our bucket list. The shotgun's my favorite, and then the AK-47 next. But absolutely an amazing experience to be able to go see the wildlife, climb mountains in Cape Town, and take them to eat bunny chows, which is an absolutely amazing meal if you haven't had it before, all because I was able to save up the money and be able to do that. So let's have a look at your past. Have you ever felt desperate or hopeless in your business? Not knowing what to do? Not having any marketing budget to like outsource it to someone else, to get in a VA or to get a marketing agency or a Facebook ads team. And you seem to feel like you're doing everything, but you're absolutely getting nowhere. Like, is that you? Like, seriously? Because that was me. So once again, just clarifying, I'm going to show you the strategies that are working right now in 2021. I'm going to show you business owners that are thriving right now following these strategies. So firstly, I'm going to show you the top 10 steps to making Facebook work for you. And at the end of the day, it comes down to getting a 3-second yes. Every time you post, every time you engage, every time, even when you set up your profile, even when you change your pictures, even when you engage in groups, every time you do something, you are in front of somebody, a potential client, and you've got 3 seconds to get a yes. So number one is incredibly important to get people to know you. And in order to do that, you need to be telling more of your personal story. When you tell your personal story, people can connect with you and they can understand your why, they can see your passion. And I hope from sharing my story earlier, you saw that. But continue to tell your story on Facebook because it will connect with your ideal client. It'll make you memorable and it'll get them to say yes. This includes sharing your business backstory, your journey, how you came up with your logo, your business name. This is all important content to share. Number two is you want to get people to connect with you. And this is important for you to share your values. What are you passionate about? It's also important, it's a two-sided story, that you know your clients' interests. What are your clients interested in? So that you can show interest in the same things and show that you know them. And then how are you involved in the community? What is it that you're involved in? Because often like attracts like, and people will choose you just on the base of the fact that you support an AFL team on the weekends. Number three is you've got to get people to trust you. So, and this is important with your consistent key messages. And I love what Nick shared earlier on about concrete messaging. Concrete messaging is solid, right? I'm about to get my patio concreted actually, so it made me think of that. It is solid, it's not going anywhere. And key messaging is exactly like that. And often business owners don't know how to effectively communicate what it is that they do. What they do is amazing and they know so well what it is that they do, but they don't know how to communicate it to a stranger. And coming up with that is incredibly important, and then shooting that from the rooftop. Then you also want to make sure that you develop your relationships online and offline, because that is how trust is. If you just keep the relationship on Facebook and you never take it off Facebook, you're going to get a no. So number four is sharing your education and expertise. At the end of the day, there are thousands of people out there just doing what you're doing, okay? I'm a Facebook strategist. There's not too many people out there. Bullshit. Of course they are. Maybe we just don't see them, but they are. There are many other coaches and strategists out there who are also teaching organic Facebook marketing. The only way that you're going to stand out from them is to share your knowledge and expertise. So share did you knows, share statistics to satisfy the left brain people, and do Facebook Lives. Now, if you're not an extrovert and you're introvert and Facebook Lives don't sit well with you, you can do Facebook Lives not showing you, but showing the ocean, or alternatively, you could even just do short videos with or without you in them. So there are alternatives, and there is a strategy for both the introverted and extroverted. There is strategies for those who want to be involved in their marketing or part of their brand, and for those who don't want to be the face of their brand. So number five is credibility. You need to be sharing more of your qualifications, more of the awards that you've won, the registrations that you have, any licenses or years experience that you have, because somebody may choose you just based on the fact that you are a registered person. So for example, when I was a personal trainer, I said to them that I was a registered personal trainer with over 17 years experience in the industry, with a diploma in personal training. So straight away people look and they go, well, I'm going to choose you over this personal trainer over here who's got a weekend warrior course. I'm going to choose you. You seem to know more. And they're going to be more likely to pay you what you're worth because of your qualifications. So make sure that you include that. So number six is social proof. People don't only want to be hearing how wonderful you are from you. They also need to see you being mentioned by other people on Facebook. They need to read your reviews. They need to see, hear your success stories. So share success stories of before and after. And they want to see people recommending you on Facebook. That is going to give people the social proof they need to choose you over somebody else. So they know that you're not a fraudster. So number seven is brand awareness. So we've already spoken about the consistent key messaging, and it is important that the mission statement that's coming out of your mouth is consistent. But you also want to make sure that your pitches and the way that you communicate in a short pitch to somebody what it is that you do is consistent. So you may think of it as an elevator pitch, but on Facebook, you've really got 3 to 5 sentences to be able to communicate in the written word what it is that you do. So you want to make sure that you're consistent with that as well as making sure that there's consistency with your graphics. So the same colors and fonts, meaning, 2 to 3 colors, 2 to 3 fonts, and you're consistent across the board with them. Number 8 relates to your point of difference. On your Facebook page, it is incredibly important that you don't talk about the same things that you do as everyone else does. What you want to talk about is what you do that's different to everyone else. So if you say I'm an accountant and I do tax returns, you want to make sure that I'm an accountant who does tax returns, but I'm an accountant who cares about your tax returns. So I check in with you monthly to make sure you're on track to save tax. So you want to make sure that you're bringing those points of difference to the forefront of your marketing. Number 9 is your unique selling point. And again, these should be handled in your key messaging, but also in objections. So if people often have objections like, oh, I don't have the time to do my Facebook, or I don't have the money to invest in my Facebook, you need to be able to handle those objections in your marketing on Facebook, in your content or in your messaging in Facebook, and also bring you into your unique selling point. So everybody knows I'm practical, I'm hands-on, like that's how I am. And I hold you accountable and I'm known for that. So people who like that are going to be more attracted to working with me as a coach. And number 10 is your niche. And again, it comes down to that concrete messaging, which I love that Nick spoke on. But if you have a niche, even inside of a niche, and your desirable offer, your package and your pricing is all focused around that niche, and it is customer and results focused, you are more likely to get a yes, because the amount of people that lose a client or lose an offer is usually because they have not got a good offer, they've not communicated that offer well, and they've not put that offer in front of the right person. So these are the 3 biggest strategies right now that are working, and I have some examples for you. So number 1, know who your audience is. Like, be the biggest stalker ever. Go and stalk your ideal customer, and your ideal customer needs to be a paying client, right? If you want to feed the family, and if you want to go overseas, oh no, you can't go on overseas trips now, but if you want to go on holidays, or if you want to have all the toys and buy all the things that you want, they have to be your ideal customer, has to be a customer who can afford you or value what it is that you're offering. You've got to know what they're struggling with. You've got to know what they're interested in, and you've got to know what they're prepared to pay for. Because if there is no synchronicity within any of those messages, there will be a no. You will get a no, and you will lose them to someone else. So this is Naomi. She's a women's creatrix transformologist, which is like a woman coach. When she came to me, she had a Facebook group. In her Facebook group, she was doing Facebook Lives every day. She was doing fantastic content all the time. She had mothers and women coming into the group all the time, but no clients at all. One of the things we're able to do is look at her key messaging, look at the words that she was using to communicate to mums why they need to do her program. And I think what we came up with was the angry mum whisperer. Are you an angry mum? Are you tired of being angry? Are you tired of feeling angry? Because that's what people were coming to her for. And from there, we communicated it into an event, into discovery calls, which she was then able to upsell her clients into her program, because she now understood her ideal client. She now understood how to communicate to them. And she understood that having a Facebook group wasn't enough. She had to be able to have a customer journey or a funnel, be able to communicate what it is that she does, and then be able to send them somewhere so they actually purchase. And because it was a $1,000 program, it was important that they actually booked a discovery call first, because people, if it's over $500, they generally will want to have a conversation with you, unless you've got a lot of branding. So I just said this to her now, and I just said, what was her figure for 2021? And this was just from the start of January right now. I said, would you mind giving me a dollar figure of what you've generated? And this was from 2021, because I know it towards the end of last year, she generated $8,000. But she was able to attribute $5,000 directly to organic Facebook. So from just doing what she was already doing in her Facebook group, but be able to communicate better to her audience, be able to understand her audience, communicate better to them, and then be able to send them into a discovery call, and from that discovery call, sell them into a client. All right. So number 2 is, well, firstly, in the chat box, who of you would like to earn, what's 8 plus 5.5? So what's that? $13,500. So that was since November last year, $13,500 in coaching from something she was already doing, but just being able to do it better. So if that is you and you're bold enough to say it, because you got to put those words out, thoughts and words create your reality. So strategy number 2, having the competence to use Facebook to build relationships which end in sales and then more sales. Competence to use it to build relationships. So it's about those relationships. So I think it was Peter that said, relationships, he does sales. If it's not Peter, sorry, just say who it is. But does sales in a more sort of authentic way. Facebook is exactly the same. It is social. So when you understand the etiquette and you know how to build those relationships, and when I talk about relationships, I talk about meaningful relationships. They will end in sales and more sales. And I'm going to put the word effortlessly in there. And I'm going to show you how Ron and Rachel did it. And they from Less Pest, More Control. You may even have seen them on Facebook. And if you go onto their Facebook page and have a stalk of them, you'll be able to see how they've transitioned their business or pivoted their business using organic Facebook marketing. So when Rachel came to me, she knew nothing. And she's happy with me sharing this. Absolutely nothing. In fact, she said to me, like, even if we just get a couple of pesty jobs, because I don't think Facebook's ever going to get us the big fish. It's only ever going to get us little stuff, right? But she asked me, could I come to her house? And I actually sat at that table with her, with the Staffy dog at my feet, and sat down with her and showed her how to use the platform. And I got her and her husband to also manage it together better, so that they had a system in place to be able to do that. Okay, so everybody knew their place, everybody knew what they had to do to be able to run that platform better and simply, because she runs the whole aspect of their business. So Facebook's only one aspect of that business. But if you have a look, and I hope you are reading some of these testimonials, because I don't want to go through all of them, but there were people over here that have been, she's been getting jobs of like $2,000, but even quoting jobs as much as $20,000. And this is all from the strategies. I've been going out and building those relationships with the right etiquette. So in a non-spammy way, effectively communicating what you're doing and being consistent and knowing how to manage that because you have the competence in the platform. So number 3 is being able to effectively communicate. And you've heard me say this so many times, and this is a huge part of what it is that I teach, because we have to effectively communicate consistently what we do to compel an inquiry and a sale. And it has to be logical, because if there is a no anywhere in that sequence, from the content, you replying, you engaging, you talking to them afterwards, or you taking payment afterwards, or you getting them onto your email list, and then there's the email sequence is incorrect. If there is something that's completely illogical, and you'll hear this a lot with people who have worked with bots. A lot of people who've worked with bots say that it's not logical, and they often lose the client and they lose the inquiries. So it's super important, if you have a bot, that the bot is logical, because else you're leaving your clients or your leads on the table. So this is Fern. Fern actually came to me from a Facebook ads agency who said, Fern is not on Facebook. She does not have any services. She doesn't know what her offer is. She doesn't know, she hasn't even got her payments set up. And she's come to me and she's asked me to run ads because she wants more clients. And Fern came to me and said, oh my gosh, I don't understand why they're sending me backwards here, because I thought Facebook ads is what I need, but now they're sending me to you. So I said, look, give this a chance. Trust me, have a look at my reviews, and let's go. So we worked together and we went through, we set up her page completely new on Facebook, came up with her business funnel or customer journey, came up with how she's going to communicate it, came up with a webinar funnel of how she was going to have a webinar, get more people onto the webinar, talk more about what it is that she does, and then sign them into a higher priced offer. And before she even had the webinar, we were able to actually get, I think she made a $3,400 sale before the webinar even sold. And I know from there, she was able to sell even more programs from that. And that was from being completely new to the platform. So who would like a $500 sale or a $1,000 sale, or, like, what is the average cost of a client to you? And what is it that exactly that you would like for your business, because it's different for everyone, right? Like a pesticide job is $3,000, but a body corporate job is $20,000. So at the end of the day, what is it exactly that you're looking for from a financial point for Facebook to return from you? Because at the end of the day, fortune favors the bold, and it refers to people who face problems with determination and courage, and they're the ones that attain massive levels of success. And I say this to people, sometimes I wish that Australians didn't have Centrelink, and don't shoot me down, first listen to what I'm saying, because with me not having Centrelink and me not having anything to fall back on, I had to just dig my heels in and do things better and come out the other side. And get the result that I got on Facebook without paying for ads. So the question is, I mean, what are you going to post tomorrow to not only reach more people, but to get more engagement, to create more income producing opportunities, you know, for example, like coaching clients or a body corporate job, or for you to grow your page with the right audience, because if you've got the wrong audience on there, you're talking to no one, or to just be more visible and to make more sales. So will 2021 be your year? So sanity is the same thing, doing the same thing again and again, over and over, and expecting different results. Good old Albert Einstein. So the good news is you're not the only one and you're not alone, okay? Here is the Facebook success formula, and it is super, super simple when you look at it. At the end of the day, I just want to check. If you have low confidence and certainty in what you're doing on Facebook, and you've got low communication and clarity, you're going to have stress and overwhelm. And again, if any of these ones is you, write it in the chat box, because I want to know who I'm talking to right now. Which one of these are you really struggling with? Because your solution is right here, right now. Okay? Because if you have high confidence and certainty, but you've got low communication and clarity, you're going to get no leads, or you're going to get time wasters. Okay? Heaps of time wasters. It can happen. Now, if you've got low confidence and certainty, but you've got high communication and clarity, you're still going to be wasting your time and money because you do not have confidence and certainty in the platform. But if you've got high confidence and certainty, and you've got high communication and clarity in what you're doing, you're just going to simply get clients. So I'm just going to check the chat bar over here. Stress and overwhelm. So many people stress and overwhelm. So that's low confidence and certainty, and low ability to communicate what it is you do, and low clarity in what you're doing. So wasting time and money. And time is money, guys. So even if you aren't doing Facebook ads, if you are sitting for hours on Facebook every day, you are wasting money, because money is time. So to master Facebook in 2021, you have to overcome these three problems. If you can be more competent in the platform, if you can have more clarity in what it is that you're doing and the offers that you have, and how to communicate, and if you have certainty in, you know, like a roadmap showing you exactly what to do, you would overcome those three biggest problems. These three biggest problems. So who would know exactly what to say and do on Facebook to simply get more clients? Okay, so we've already looked at challenges and opportunities, strategies that are making sales right now, people that are getting results without paying for ads. And 95% of my clients do not pay for ads. The 5% that do pay for Facebook advertising are e-commerce businesses, and they've only done so after a couple of years, mostly e-commerce businesses. There are some service-based, but they've been for free using Facebook and getting great results for at least 3 years. I've also shown you the Facebook success formula and the 3 ways that you can master Facebook. So again, the 3 biggest problems that you have to overcome in order to be profitable on Facebook is having clarity, having more competence, and having more confidence. So which of these 3 things do you think is holding you back right now from being profitable on Facebook? I'd love to hear in the chat. Is it clarity on what you're doing? Is it competence in the platform? So many people think because they can log in, they know exactly what to do. And they don't necessarily know. That doesn't mean they know what to do. And then confidence in knowing that what you do is actually going to get results, because it does take some time. Yeah, thank you. Confidence, competence, and clarity. Competence, awesome. And it is ever changing 100%. But once you understand your wife and you understand their mood swings, you know how to roll with the punches, right, Nick? All right, cool. So, oh, what is this? Cool. So imagine you're going down a river. Okay, you're in a canoe. It's a beautiful day. You're out for an adventure, and you're going down this beautiful day, paddling down the river. But you've got no idea which way to go. You don't know where the rapids are. You don't know where the waterfalls are, and you don't know where the beautiful picnic spot with the grazing platter with the wine and champagne is sitting on the other side. And because you don't know where you're going, you don't get to the grazing platter. Instead, you get to the waterfall. Smash, bang. All right, that's stress and overwhelm right there. There is a way for you to overcome it. Don't know what's up with those. Firstly, imagine you had a roadmap, and the roadmap showed you exactly where to go, and someone experienced was showing you that roadmap. Then imagine that person actually said, hey, you know what? I got time today. I'm actually going to go down that road with you. And rather than just give you the map, I'm also going to show you which way to go, because it can be a little bit tricky. There might be some road bumps along the way, but if we want to get to that grazing paddock on the other side, let's have a go. And then you get to the other side and you have a glorious day and you have success all on the other side. So it is possible. And here is the formula that I've put together. And Nick has said that I can show you this Facebook success formula, but it includes absolutely everything that is necessary for you to have that for yourself in your business. It includes business, mindset, and organizational skills so that you actually have more time and your business is actually set up correctly. It includes things like personal branding, your privacy, because that's super important, and your personal profile and how you want to be seen on Facebook, because it's different for everyone. Your business page to set it up right, to understand the settings, to know how to schedule things. Content management and plans, your key messaging, how the algorithm actually works so you can outsmart it. How to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, how putting together your desirable offer and being able to take pricing, getting a logical customer journey, how to grow your page, how to run organic competitions and do mini challenges to get more inquiries. It also includes webinars as well. Lead generation, how sales actually happen and how to retarget people if they're not ready right now. It also includes simplifying your group's strategy, running events, filling them, getting people to them, but then also getting them to sign up. Doing Facebook Lives, whether or not you need to or don't need to be doing it, along with every template and tool that I can possibly think of. It includes lifetime access to a do-it-yourself program, online program, which is updated. It has recently been updated, which has videos. So for those of you who are visual, you can actually look at the visual. It includes one-on-one coaching, that hand-holding so that you can have clarity and direction and the accountability to keep you on track. Whoa, and we've missed it. Hold on a sec. It includes practical creative solutions with templates and tools to simplify and systemize your Facebook. It includes that roadmap and a simple and effective content marketing planning specific to you, because we don't do general and fluffy. And it includes me on call as well as having email feedback so that you can have that confidence, clarity, and certainty. And for those of you who do want to explore Facebook ads, we've included a do-it-yourself Facebook ads program, along with 8 weeks in our weekly mastermind, of which Mrs. Red is part of. In fact, she does do my program as well. She has done this program. There's heaps of testimonials on my Facebook page, and I do have to give you social proof because people choose based on social proof, but it does relate to many of the industries that you all are in. And I do have over 166 positive online reviews. And for those of you who do want to know what the investment is, it is either upfront and you can save 10% and it comes out at 2011, or alternatively, we have a payment plan of $435 for you to get started right now and get you into my calendar so that you can book in your one-on-one appointments. Those of you who want to take action, and I know, Nick, you've got some VAs over there, perhaps they could put the link in there because it is a yucky one, and you could probably show me a much better way to do it. But that is the yucky link for you to go in and either choose the upfront option or the direct debit option. And there's a Nick Cree bonus today for anybody that does sign up for Nick Cree's program today. I will give you a bonus Facebook audit, an additional 30-minute consult to go over that audit, along with a tech audit, which will be done for my VAs, and a recommendation on how you can automate and systemize things better so that your Facebook does run more efficiently. So once again, there's that yucky link for you down at the bottom. You may be able to copy paste it. It is on my website under buy now, or else maybe one of Nick's amazing VAs can go in and put it in the chat box for you. And for those of you, we are going to choose a winner who's going to get all those additional checklists today. But for those of you who do email me or private message me your email, I will give you the 14-day Facebook program today just for showing up, if that's something that you're interested in. All right. Excellent. Oh, thank you, Jane, for saying that. Yep. Jane had nobody signed up to her program. And I think she's just started her program and she had 9 people in her March program, which is awesome. Oh, thanks, Nick, for doing that. You're a legend. There's that yucky link. You can literally click into it. You can either add it to cart to buy and save the 10%, or alternatively, if you click underneath the image, it says direct debit option. And for $4.35, you can get started today and get those results and my handholding and support. All right, guys. Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. I like them 14 steps. You're so much. Thanks for the great talk. Awesome, guys. What was your takeaway from today? Out of absolutely everything that was in there today, I would absolutely love it if you could just share with me what was your, and I'm just copying all the links here, just in the chat box. So I don't know if Nick will allow you to mute yourself. Jane,
anyone
that's
can unmute. So you can unmute, ask a question. And I know there are a few questions that people had asked before you came previously on. So now's the time to actually ask them.
Yep. And I would just love it if you could also just share with me in the chat box, if you don't have a question, what was it that you learned today that you're going to go implement that you maybe thought wasn't so important, but now realized how important it actually is? All right. Excellent, Ron. A sales funnel is a customer journey. So I love that you said that. You're 100% correct. I love the word customer journey more than a sales funnel. I always talk about the F word. There's a couple of F words that I use: fundamentals, following up, foundational steps, and funnels. But yes, customer journey, 100%. It makes sense when you say customer journey. It just has to be logical. So consider for every touch point that they have from Facebook through to paying you, how is that, how is that customer journey? Review that from a stranger's perspective, not from your perspective. Stalk yourself, stalk your customer journey as if you're a stranger and you didn't know what it is that you do. Colin, yes, 100%. It's definitely doable. Like I have 166 plus positive reviews, and the only reason I say that is because people are getting free results from Facebook without paying for ads. So Nick's one of them. He's putting up his hand. He'll tell you he is. And Nick's strategy is different to my strategy, is different to everyone else's strategy. So don't follow someone else's strategy. Anyone who gives you a strategy, they BSing you, because you have your own one and it is unique, because you are also part of your unique selling point. Yeah, Stacey, I love that. Showing up in any way that you can for your business and for others. So I always refer to it as like dating. Okay. It's like dating on Tinder, and I met my partner on Tinder. So I can say it works. And it is the same. It's like personal branding, right? At the end of the day, it's not just about you. You've got to go out and They are stalking you and you are stalking them, just like Tinder. And there is a blog on this actually on my website. So if you go to chantalgerardy.com.au/blogs, it says everything Tinder taught me about Facebook. So go and read it. It's so true. So it is about you talking about how great you are, but it's about, feedback from everyone else. It's like they would want to go talk to your ex-girlfriends to find out how you are, or your ex-boyfriend to find out how you are. Get that inside information. They'd like to meet your friends and hear what your friends have to say about you as well. So it's all about that stalking, which is really important to get to know your client avatar, but then being able to show interest in your ideal client online. So either go in and engage in their content, or like or comment and share in their stuff, or provide stuff that they're going to be interested in. So Stacey, you're still doing the pet grooming, is that right? Yeah, awesome. Love what you do. So great. So, showing interest in what they're concerned about, recently, for example, we've made inquiries about what's better for a dog to walk on. Is it a deck or is it concreting? Or if I get a new deck, should it be, a particular wood? Like, it's ridiculous. But as a pet owner, I'm like, that's what I'm interested in right now, because what's good for their nails? Like, should I be concerned about something, or, do I need to get them done more regularly? So it's important to know what your ideal customer is interested in and provide that content as well. Story on how to develop yourself in business and the logo. Okay, everyone will know this. I hate business names. I hate logos. It's a strong word, but I hate business names and I hate logos because they're a crutch. They are a crutch and they hold you back. Just go with your name and go with you and go forth and conquer. Like, seriously, don't overthink it. You're not McDonald's. You don't have McDonald's marketing. The big M in the sky is never going to relate to you. At the end of the day, that's what they're going to remember. They're going to remember you, and they're going to remember what you say, and that's super important. But it's your story. And again, I come back to that dating. Okay, if I'm on Tinder and I go, hey, I like walks on the beach and I want a boyfriend. Or if I go in, hey, I love to get up in the morning. I like to do my mindfulness. And then I love to walk my dog. And then, I love to go to the gym and hang out there. And very social person. You can either come with me or not come with me. And I give that information. Straight away, I'm going to get less yeses from the wrong people, but more yeses from the right people, because the story that I've just told is going to connect with the right person, and that's how we get the right clients. And that's how I got my partner on Tinder. So you talk about your story, and if that's something that lights them up and they're interested in, they're going to want to work with you, right? They're going to want to connect with you. And so many people on Facebook do not share their story, and you can do that in your personal profile, in your about section in your personal profile, on your business page, in your additional information on your business page. But then at least once a fortnight, I will go and tell my story again in different ways and different elements of it, so that people remember my story, and those who resonate with it will connect with me. And go into my Facebook page and have a look, scroll through my content, and you'll see what I do. There's social proof, there's credibility, there's my story. Like, there's a gem there right for you right now. Okay, you have 3 seconds to get a yes. Realize now you need to be very clear in all you do on Facebook. Yes, your banner is the most important thing. If you get a view and you want people to not preview you and scroll past you, your banner is the most important. You have 3 seconds for them to say there. You have to effectively communicate on your banner what it is that you do and why someone should scroll down further and watch your stuff and like you and follow you. Is super, super important. And everything you do, people are watching. I had somebody last week, I posted in a Sunshine Coast group, this lady commented and said, Chantal, I see you everywhere and I think what you do is amazing. I will work with you at some time. And I was like, I've never seen this person in my life before. I had a private message from someone recently. Chantal, I'm watching all your stuff all the time. I'd love to work with you. And I'm like, I've never seen this person like or engage in anything ever. So engagement's great, but people are watching you and they may not be liking or engaging, especially the older fogies like myself. They don't necessarily engage. They just watch. And then when they're ready, they inquire. They get on the phone. That's how business is done usually. Thanks for sharing that link. Okay, Catherine, can you please also cover the Apple iOS changes coming affecting Facebook targeted ads? Okay, so I don't do Facebook ads at all, but here's the thing, because I can let you know what people are saying. And I can talk about myself, what is one of my fundamentals. Create a business off Facebook. I'm a Facebook strategist, and one of my fundamentals is get the hell off Facebook. Get the hell off Facebook. Get an email. Get an email of everyone who even sniffs at you. If someone private messages me and says they want to chat to me, sure, can you give me your email and your number, and I will set it up in my calendar invite so you go onto my email list. Because if Facebook crashes tomorrow, you have not wasted your life. If Facebook crashes tomorrow, I haven't wasted 6 years of my life building this business. I have them on my list and I can email them. So whatever you do, make sure that you get people's emails and you have an email list. Even for Jane now for her program, and I know Jane probably doesn't mind me sharing, but even with Jane right now, you know, she got 9 people into her event right now. If Facebook went down tomorrow and it was all on Facebook and she didn't have an email address, how could she email them a link to join the event? How could she email, you know, how could she connect with them? Because some people's Facebook names aren't even their names. So you want to make sure that you get the email address. So at the end of the day, create a business or Facebook. That was my whole point to that. So if Facebook suddenly hides news, what's your backup plan? Most of the radio stations and the news outlets all pivoted, and within 24 hours, they had an app. So people could engage with them on the app, and they all went onto the radio and TV and told everybody to connect with them in the app. So you always got to have a backup plan. It's the same with that. What are you going to do with Facebook ads? How do you know who's actually seeing your stuff? I've seen Facebook ads, insights, where they've gone, you've had, you know, 2 million views and 6,000 this and 4,000 this, but no clients. Like, who knows what is actually happening? Like, again, it might be the South African in me talking, but I ain't going to gamble on that. So make sure that you have an organic strategy along with a Facebook ad strategy. If you're using Facebook ads right now, keep up to date with the market and what's happening right now, because yes, it's going to be affected with the Apple iOS update. There will be pivoting and change, and whatever you use in your business, you've got to make sure that you understand what is going on and what's working or not working right now. Follow some of the Facebook ads people. They'll be sharing content. Go onto YouTube, see what they're saying about, you know, how it's going to affect it. I can't comment personally because I don't do ads. We get results without it. But whatever you do, have an organic strategy, because if ads blow up today, and this happened for a client of mine, they killed her Facebook ads thing. She just got booted out. She'd been on there for 5 years and was making about $5,000 a month. Booted out and went, crap. And she had no organic strategy, no likes, no engagement, no consistent content, nothing. And then came to me and we had to get all of that going. So whatever you do, make sure that you've got an organic strategy as well. So if that does happen, you got a backup plan on Facebook, then have a backup plan off Facebook as well. So I can't speak specifically to how it's going to affect, but there will be changes. Keep up to date with them and make sure you have a backup plan. Keen to hear your ideas on using a Facebook group rather than a Facebook page for engagement. With latest algorithm changes, I hear the group option may be better. Okay. Facebook is a business, and I've been saying this for 6 years. Facebook's going to charge for groups. Now, in the last year, you've noticed a big change. All of a sudden, they're going to followers, not likes. All of a sudden, Facebook's like helping the administrators out and giving them new tools and, you know, giving them new functions and supporting them and now promoting and lifting up the engagement in the groups. If you were a business, why would you do that? So guess what happened 2 weeks ago? Because I've got a Facebook group with over 1,000 engaged people in my group. And I got a little pop-up from Facebook. Hey, would you like to make some money? Would you like to monetize your Facebook group? And I was like, yep, here we go. They're like, can we let people advertise in your Facebook group and you'll make some money and they'll make some money? So what's Facebook doing? They're monetizing Facebook groups. And they wanted me to be in part of a trial. And I've been saying it for years. So keep your eyes open. So again, what's the backup plan? If you have, this is a lady, she's got a group of engaged 10,000 women in a Facebook group. People are buying space in that group. So they're paying to advertise, they're selling the banner space, they're able to advertise in that group. If that group goes tomorrow, or Facebook comes and goes, sorry, unless you pay me $1,000 a month, you can't have that group. What happens? Like, what's your backup plan? So what do? I'm like, I have my Facebook group, but my business is all Facebook. I've got everyone's email addresses. I have got everybody's tagged as what they are. So I know, so if Facebook goes down tomorrow, I can email them on that day and go, Facebook is down. Facebook is down. This is how I want you to engage with me. This is my email address. And guess what? I've even got their their mobile number so I can text them. Especially if they're paying me. So I've monetized my Facebook groups. I've got VIPs and I've got VIPPs. My VIPs pay $97 a month for a weekly mastermind. My VIPPs, they pay $247 a month for a one-on-one and the weekly mastermind. But I get money and then they go into the group. So I do it the other way around. But if Facebook goes down tomorrow, it's okay because I do my training on Zoom. They've got my Zoom link. They're getting their emails. So I can keep taking their money and I can pivot and find another platform to do it because there will be another platform. There'll always be something else. So yes, the engagement is up in groups at the moment. It is down slightly on pages right now. But at the end of the day, it's how you put yourself in front of your ideal customer. So with your Facebook page, if you don't put yourself in front of your ideal customer on Facebook and point them back to Facebook, you'll lose them. Which reminds me, please go onto my Facebook page if you haven't already, Chantal Gerardy, Facebook Strategist. Make sure you give me a like, go into the follow settings and make sure that you add me to your highlights so that I come up in your timeline. And if you feel like it, leave me a Facebook review. I'd certainly appreciate it. It'll also teach you then how to leave a review on Facebook. But yeah, you've got to point people to your Facebook page and you've got to point them to your group. And when they're in your group, you've got to keep them engaged. So you don't want to be wasting your time and money. So I hope that answers that question. But it is different for everyone. You don't need a group to make money. You don't need a public group, a private group, a Facebook Live every day. All those things business coaches tell you to do, you don't need them. You only need what's simple and practical for you and your ideal client. So I hope that answers those questions. And I'll share my Facebook page there for you as well. I know you've got some VAs on there. Maybe one of them can share my, let's see who gets it quicker.
Awesome. While you're having a race there with my team there.
Racing with them.
Yeah, look, I'd just like to thank you for coming on and being so generous with your knowledge today. It's always fast paced, lots of energy, and tonight was no exception. So some really good gems that are in there. Really encourage people to connect with Chantal. She is generous with her information. She really knows what she's talking about as well, as you can tell tonight. And if you do have any more questions, feel free to shoot it through on Facebook. Try and connect with her on Facebook and shoot it through there, or certainly shoot it through to us on Facebook, and I will shoot that through to Chantal as well too, because we do see each other on a fairly regular basis as well.
Can I answer Ron's question? Because I love answering questions. Can I answer? And everyone else may benefit. So how to protect your reviews on Facebook for future reference when Facebook goes offline. So inside your settings on your Facebook page, firstly, did you know you can turn your review tab on and off? So if you've got a cray-cray client and they're going cray-cray and you think that they're a bit volatile, quickly go into Facebook and turn off your review tab. You can only do it on a desktop though. So make sure that you've got an administrator or somebody around who can do it and get them to turn it off until they've calmed down a bit and you can turn it back on, which is pretty cool. Secondly, repurpose your reviews. So screenshot them on a regular basis, keep them in a folder called reviews. So you can also then use them on your website, in your content on other social media platforms. And if Facebook does go down, you will have those reviews. And the third thing is inside settings on your Facebook page, you can download your page content. So if Facebook blows up tomorrow, you may lose everything on your page. So my VA quarterly goes in and you go into settings, you go into general, you scroll down to the bottom and it says download your page. You can download everything into a zip folder. Therefore, if it did blow up, you would have all that content. So think about all those amazing lives you've done, all the amazing things that you've written, and you've got them stored nowhere else. Go and download your Facebook content. So I'm glad, Ron, that you triggered that one for me, because that's a huge tip.
All righty, excellent. So another sensational night tonight, and we do have a giveaway tonight too. For those that have stayed online, you have to be here to win it. And this week, it is definitely a good prize to win. Do you want to tell us a bit more about it, Chantal?
So it's my 14-day Facebook content program. So every day for 14 days, you'll get me inside your email saying to you, hey, do this. This is why you need to do it. This is how you need to do it. And it tells you the why and it tells you the how every single day. It even shows you a little bit as well. And you get that every day for 14 days just to help you with your content to stay consistent in it. But on top of it, you're going to get the business owner's social media checklist and content plan, which seriously I don't give to anybody. Like not many, only my VIPs and VIPPs get it. And my VIPPs are better than my VIPs, well, on a higher level. And Jane is actually one of my VIPPs. So you could talk to her. And what does PP mean? Well, it means prosperous, professional, profitable. So that's what they get today.
Awesome. And for those of you that said right at the very beginning that you're not quite sure what to do on Facebook or how it works or really where to start, this 14-day challenge or course there is the thing that you need to do, because this is what gets you started. And I can definitely attest to it. It is very good. All right, well, we've got a special way of drawing this. So here we are. We've got the wheel of names up, and all of your names are magically in there. So
we should have taken Jane out.
So you do need to be here to win. If someone's not here, we'll just spin the wheel again. So let's
be my luck to get it tonight. Don't you worry. What did happen? I've never won anything. Don't worry, we'll redraw.
All righty. So we have Dominique Sunday. Dominique, are you here? Just let us know you're here. Put in chat just to let us know that you are still here. I think you are. There we are. I can see you there in the yes. So Dominique is here. Excellent. So you are the lucky winner today. OMG, thank you. So yes, this is it is pretty awesome. So for other people that want to grab it, Chantal, are they able to grab it somewhere somehow?
Yeah, well, I did say if anybody gives me their email address, I'll give them the 14-day Facebook content challenge, but they'll have to be a very special client to get the other two checklists. So
excellent. Well,
Dominique's the only one, sorry, and Jane, because she does my program. So
I would definitely give Chantal your email address to do it, because it is very good. So and I'm glad that Chantal, you've spoken about the importance of email addresses. That's my big thing as well too. I know we've spoken about this a lot, my mantra is that your website only has one job, and that is to get an email address. So it seems like Facebook is the same thing as well too. So that's I suppose a consistent message going through across all of your marketing. All right, well, that's a wrap for tonight. Thanks again, Chantal, for joining us and staying up so late. For those of you that have not yet joined the Business Owners Smashing It Online Facebook group, go and join that, because that's where we announce all of the events that are coming up. So every Tuesday it goes in there. You get the opportunity to introduce yourself in there as well too, and there are some pretty cool business owners that are in there to also connect with as well too. So just go to Facebook, search for Business Owners Smashing It Online, and you can join it there. And what else have we got? Tomorrow, we've got office hours at 10 o'clock Queensland time. So what's that, 11 o'clock New South Wales, 9:30 South Australia, Northern Territory, 8 o'clock in Western Australia, and 1 o'clock in New Zealand. So office hours, if you haven't been along, it is a great time. There's no agenda, there's no speaker. It really just is a business discussion. Bring a cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever it is you drink. And I would imagine that some of what we've talked about tonight is going to be part of the topic of discussion tomorrow. So it really is a good catch up with some other business owners to really talk about online stuff. So, and there's some valuable stuff that comes out of that. This will be up on YouTube tomorrow. So best thing is if you go along to the to our YouTube channel, Smash Go and subscribe to it. And, if you want to watch it again or you missed some parts of it, it will be up there tomorrow. The link for that is in chat now, as it is for office hours as well too. And finally, we will be back again next week, next Tuesday. So mark it in your calendar to come back. We'll have the announcement of the speaker coming up during the week as well. So if you're in the Business Owners Smashing It Online group, you will get to know sort of who the speaker is. We'll announce it there. But you can go and come and RSVP anyway. The link is in chat for you to go and RSVP for next week anyway. And that way you'll get to know who the speaker is as well. So thanks again, everyone, for joining us tonight. I look forward to seeing some of you on office hours tomorrow morning. Others of you, see you back again next week. And once again, thanks, Chantal, for sharing your knowledge and your evening with us.
Yes, so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, let's go out and have a good night.
Thank you. See you tomorrow, Nick.
Catch you tomorrow. And thanks, Stacey. Don't forget to save the chat with the 3 little dots on the bottom right-hand side.